Now that you have already known how to change the directory and how to determine where you are standing, also you can see any manual of any command you want to know. Now level up your skill to the next step. So again I will be opening my terminal, and what is the shortcut? Control A, Alt and T. It will open the terminal. Now we want to check which directory we are currently standing. We are standing in PWD, right? And we could also list out what are the directories and files available in this directory. Also we can change the directory to whatever the directory we want. See, there is file, you cannot go to there. In directory means these are folders, you can enter in a folder, but you cannot go inside a file. You should open this file with some third-party apps or these corresponding apps, right? So for time being, let's understand this is the directory. Now you can change the directory by cd command. So suppose you want to go to desktop. Now you go to desktop like this, cd desktop. Now if you want to come out to the previous directory where you entered to the desktop, that means you want to come out to /home/swastik. So cd ... that means go back, change the directory to the previous directory. See that this we want to go cd/html. HTML is a directory. Now we are currently here in the HTML. Now I want to check what is there in this HTML. So you find this, there is one directory called w here, and there is one JavaScript file, there is one HTML file. So you can see that now you want to come out from the directory. So cd ... would work to come to the /home/swastik. Now you know that ls is there. So this ls, let us find what is options available with this ls. So man ls, if you see that ls actually lists directory contents, and you can also pass some options available with ls. List information about the files, the current directory by default. Sort entries alphabetically if none of these is passed. This is actually the available options with these things. Not that the sort is specified. So if you don't specify anything with these ls commands, it will automatically sort entries alphabetically. So there are many options available with this ls command. See, there is -a available, -A available, -b available. There are a lot of things available. We would actually go with some of the most used parameters with ls, which actually simplify the daily life of a system administrator that is using Linux in daily basis. So there are hundreds and thousands and everything is there, so you can check these things. You can obviously go with man ls so that to know the details beyond this video, but I will just cover up the important parameters passed in through the ls so that it comes easy to your daily day-to-day life. So if you see that this ls command actually is written by Richard M. Stallman. I would suggest you to go to know who is this guy, Richard M. Stallman and David Mackenzie. I would definitely suggest you to search in YouTube. You will find interesting and definite stories about Mr. Stallman. So let us quit from this manual page. So currently Control L for clearing these things. Actually it is not clearing, it is taking you to the last line. If you scroll up, you can see every of your command. So if you are standing here, just Control L will take you to this screen position. So let me make it bigger. Now I will play with the ls command. So if you just play with ls, this will list out the directories and file. Now if you want to pass ls-F, let us see what happens. So this is actually appending this slash after every directory. So I have colored this system. Most of the time you would find everything in white or everything. If you don't modify your terminal, if you don't modify your CLI terminal, then you can find that most of the things, directories, symlinks, files, folder, temp files, script files, hidden files, all will be in white. So sometimes it is better to have some signs, something different appending with your directory to look at one moment and check that it is a directory. So you can see that every yellow slash after blue thing is directory. Now if I say ls minus m, you can see the difference. This is separating everything by a comma. This is separating everything by a comma, by ls minus m. Now if you want to print ls minus capital Q, what it does, it everything puts under quotation. Based on the scenario, based on the situation, you might be playing with these ls commands to the environments where you are working. Again, I would type ls minus I command. This will definite to know the inodes of the every directory. So what is inode? I would recommend you to search and go deep in detail. I am not going into detail in this inode. I will cover it in another lecture. So this ls minus I actually tells the inode. Now there are many such files and folders, and there will be, if you are working in a real environment, sometimes you would be finding thousands and hundreds of files created by your system or applications or databases, and from backend you need to monitor which file you just created or which file you have just taken the backup or everything. So better we would be sorting these directories and files all together. So if you again do an ls, it actually sorts in alphabetical order if not explicitly told, right? So if you see that it is starting with A, B, then C, then D, then everything is in alphabetical order. Now if you want to reverse this alphabetical order, so ls minus R, that is reversing, is starting is W and ending is A. So this is reversing your alphabetical order. Now why do you need the reversing? You might be finding some of the directories that is starting with Z, X or W or everything. So you just ls minus R and then it will come to the front and you will find it quickly. Now if I do ls minus T, that is it sorts it by the time. So if you see, there is no alphabetical order being maintained, and this is actually, this ls minus lt is sorting by the last modification date. Also you can type ls minus capital X. This shows you actually with the extension. So directories are not having an extension, but these files are having this extension, right? So if you do just ls, you see that all the files are sorted with the extension. See, this HTML and HTML clubbed together, but here with this just ls command you are finding this HTML here, HTML here. So we are sorting minus X with the file extension or file type. Now there are some hidden files. Sometimes there are configuration files, there are some SSH files, there are RSA token files, there are security files which are completely hidden from the user. So how do you list out the hidden file? ls minus L. All the hidden file actually starts with dot at start. So see that when I typed this ls, there was nothing like this dot anydex, dot arduino, dot this bash history, dot bash logout. There is nothing like that. But when I typed out ls minus a, it showed me what are in the system with this. These are the, and you can see that this is the hidden directories and this is the hidden files. Now if you just do, if you do ls minus R, it will list out all the directories and files under all the directories and files recursively. So that will definitely going to flood out with the output in this command line. So I am not going to execute this. I would suggest you, if you have lesser files and directory in some directory, you can go there and run to check how this is working. Also there are one ls minus n. So what does this n command do? ls minus n shows you the UID and the GID. We will discuss what is UID and GID in the later part of our lecture. Right now you know that UID is an unique ID and GID is the group ID. So it will show you the UID and GID. So if you say ls minus list out in human readable format, then you see that all the UID and GID are converted to the names or the human readable format. Also, if you see the size of these files and directories or folders, you never know that it was in GB or MB or KB, but here you know that in human readable format you would be finding this KB or the size of these things. Now also you can club the parameter ls minus list and sort out based on the time, and also sort out based on in the reverse order and in obviously human readable format. So if you enter, if you see that these things, actually this was created in August 2020, and then August, September, October, and then 2021 came. If you don't put ls minus lt, only if you put h and if you avoid the r, there will be no reverse order. So this will be starting from the recent modified files. So in most of the cases, if there are many files, folders and directories, you would more likely to want the last created file to be in the list in the last line. So that is why you would use this ls minus r command or you want to sort this with reverse order. Now if you do ls minus l and capital S, that means ls minus ls, so it would show you the size of it will sort all the directories and files by the size. This S, the capital S, defines the size. So this is how you use this ls command in your real life scenario. So you can find this man ls, what are the other parameters, you can check by it yourself. Also you can say that ls dash dash help command. So this ls dash dash help command shows you how to list out these commands with this parameter. What does this parameter do? What does this parameter do? You don't really actually need to memorize all the commands and all the parameters. Whenever you need it the scenario, just you will execute this command, and if you want an help, the help is associated with this Linux, and based on the frequency, based on the repetitions, you will come to know, you will memorize all these things. So don't put extra effort to memorize these things. We will be covering these things and reinforcing our learning later on. For today, this was our scenario. We will again go with level 2 of our Linux command. Thanks for your time.